Jen, it's a day to remember, and I'm interested as to really for you how much you are excited about Redditors having part of the process here, or worried a bit about the volatility to come.
Thanks for having me today. It's been our dream to have our users and our communities to be able to be shareholders in Reddit. Everything on Reddit is built by our users and communities, so having them be owners makes a lot of sense, and we're so excited about that.
Jen, good morning. It's Ed in San Francisco. What's the main benefit of the IPO? You know, we always talk about the money raised, the dollar valuation, but I always reflect that an IPO gets your name out there. Not everyone is on Reddit. Not everyone is a Redditor. How do you weigh up the pros and cons of listing?
Well, there's certainly a lot of press on a day like today. It is a special day, but becoming a public company has just made us a better company. We've actually been in this process longer than most, almost 2 years actually, and that process has made us more disciplined, more operationally rigorous, and actually allowed us to get to know investors better and tell our story. And so this whole process has made us a better company, and we're prepared to be a public company. I think it's actually been really good for us. And I think companies that can go public, it's sort of a duty. It's part of the process of maturing as a company, and then the benefit of having our employees have liquidity, which we promise them, and in addition have our communities and users be able to be shareholders makes a lot of sense for Reddit.
Jen, the evolution of the story is for you moving away from a solely advertising-based business model to one where you license your user data to the companies that are building large language models. I just asked if you could explain to our audience how that works in practice, how you're going to grow that business.
Yeah, just ahead of addressing that, I just wanted to provide context. One of the things that's so special about Reddit is that we play in 3 big addressable markets. We have this core advertising business. Ads is a great business. It's still early. We have great traction and momentum. That's our core business. We have an emerging data licensing business that we built the foundations for last year because Reddit's corpus of information is incredibly important to the training of large language models and also for insights for different kinds of businesses. And the third is a user economy where our communities go beyond conversation into being able to transact with each other. Now, you asked about the data licensing business, which we built the foundations for last year. That has 2 pieces to it. It is a piece that's sort of well established where there's social listening for marketing for companies who want to understand what's happening on Reddit to inform marketing campaigns. There's also financial services companies who are interested in that. Those are well-established markets. And then there's the new emerging market of AI, where large language models need data to train on. And when you look at Reddit's corpus, 19 years of human experience organized by topic with moderation and relevance, that's incredibly important to building both a chat capability and the freshness of information. So that's an area where we see opportunity. I think what that signals, whether it shows up honestly in our revenue or whether it shows up in the value of Reddit, is how valuable Reddit is. The more that we move toward this AI world, that corpus and that knowledge and refreshment of human experience becomes more valuable.
To our TV and radio audience, we are speaking with Reddit Chief Operating Officer Jen Wong, and to that ongoing value of your data to AI and to the large language models being developed. I mean, those LLMs, the models are being built in new and different ways. This actual technology also develops. I'm interested as to really whether this goes on in perpetuity. Do you see this sort of licensing being steady and secure for 10 years from now?
What I'd say is this is so early in this emergence of this technology. It's hard to see far out. The way we think about it is the Reddit's corpus of data is incredibly valuable, and it gets more valuable because as there's more content that's generated maybe by AI or computers, original human thoughts and ideas increase in value, right? If you think about it, a new car comes out. Who's going to review it? A real-life family of 6 can actually tell you what it's like to drive that car. That's always going to be valuable. And so, whether that shows up in data licensing or in the products that Reddit builds, it is valuable.
Let's talk about a community that has been very valuable at times and extraordinary at others to Wall Street more broadly, has been the Redditors who are very active on Wall Street. We go back to Wall Street Bets. We just think about what happened to GameStop, for example. There is a double-edged sword here for you involving your Redditors as investors. How secure are you that you won't become a meme frenzy yourself to the up and to the down?
Look, I love the ethos of that community and all of our investing communities. And who knows? I mean, it's Reddit, right? I mean, who knows what's going to happen? So we'll see. I mean, it's hard to say. But in the end, I think having our users and communities be shareholders is a good thing. And I think ultimately we'll be judged on our performance. And that'll take time for people to know, but ultimately I think that's what investors judge us on.
Jen, we're awaiting the opening trade. Bloomberg reporting the indication is the stock will open somewhere between $42 or $46 a share. It's quite a premium on the IPO price. You're one of the biggest shareholders as well. Just give me your personal feeling in this moment.
It's kind of like a wedding day, I guess. Lots of different emotions, joy, relief, jitters, all of it in one. I haven't even processed it, frankly. But it is a special moment. It is one milestone in a history of a 19-year company that I think has a lot of runway. We're 19 years old, but we're really young as a company. And this is sort of the start of the next chapter.